I Know What You Did Last Summer. The new requel, the fourth film in the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. Holy crap, I got a lot to say about this one. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the Act of Violence channel. My name is Alec. Today we're talking about the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. I just saw it tonight. I gotta say I have a lot of mixed feelings about this thing. The first film in the franchise is honestly very iconic. It's great. The second one, not so much. And the third one, well, I didn't even review that one, if that says anything. I'm not going to be talking spoilers in this review, but I will have a death ranking out tomorrow night, so expect plenty of spoilers in that video. Let's get into the positives of I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I went into this with very low expectations. I wasn't expecting much, and that's based on how bad the sequels were. I never watched the series they did a few years ago. I know it only lasted one season. I obviously started following it a little closer once they started releasing trailers and you could see that Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. were going to return. To me, that was what was mostly important. Now, I was really expecting this to honestly feel a lot like Scream 5. And I'll be honest, I was not far off. The funny thing is there were theories about how Scream 5 or Scream 6 could go that kind of actually really reminded me of how the twist ending of this actually goes. Now, I'm not going to get into the details about that or anything, but let's talk about the cast and characters. I will say, for the first maybe 15 minutes of this movie, I wasn't sold by them. I was like, oh man, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. But the core 5 characters that we're dealing with, I honestly kind of grew to like them, about as much as you like any group of characters in a slasher film, at least, you know what I mean? I appreciated how this sort of expanded some of the ideas that were in the first movie as well. It didn't just copy it. And I'm trying to be very careful here because I don't want to spoil this for you guys, but if you've seen that first movie, you're kind of like wondering, all right, how is this person going to connect to the killer? You know what I mean? I do got to say, the actual twist that went down, most of it was great. Ava is sort of your main character, I definitely say, and her best friend, Danica. So Danica is a character that at first you're probably going to dislike. You're not going to like her very much. But as it goes on, I think you have more appreciation for her. This is definitely going to be a movie that is going to trigger some of the people who really hate woke movies. There are gay characters. There are lots of men dying. And there's a couple other little things here and there that just made me smile and have a good time with it, but I can tell there's going to be some people watching that going like, God damn it, this movie's terrible. Another positive is going to be the kills. I was very pleasantly surprised because that's probably the biggest thing that lacks in the original film is the kills. There's only a couple that are really good. Now, there's a couple things I will talk about since they're in trailers. So there's one guy, I won't even name him or anything. He is killed by a harpoon that's still attached, to the gun. And it's like drawing him back in. That scene is actually pretty awesome. I would say in general, all of these kills are probably better than the kills in the original movie, which is fucking crazy to say. Easily beats out all the kills from the second and third one, so what, is this the best I Know What You Did Last Summer movie? Alright, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, the original is just perfect in tone and mood. So there's also a scene where two bodies are displayed essentially like the shark in Jaws. Now, the first movie was loaded with references and homages to Jaws, like just heavily inspired by Jaws in general. So just seeing that little nod was honestly really cool. I appreciated it. There is one character that is kind of like there to be a podcaster in this town and talk about the old murders, which both reminded me of Halloween 2018 and Chucky, the TV show. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying I've seen it before. Now, I'll talk about most of the music in here in a minute, but there is one song in particular that sort of ends the movie out. It is Devil Town. It is a Daniel Johnston song. It's not his version of the song, it's a cover that I've not heard before. Funny enough, Bright Eyes, the band, did a cover of it in the mid-2000s, I think, but I actually have a tattoo of, there it is. Yeah, I got this little mutant frog that's from the Daniel Johnston album, Hi, How Are You? And I will say this movie does, like the other ones, sort of set up a possible future for these movies. It's not done the same way, and I won't elaborate on that, but So now let's talk about the negatives of I Know What You Did Last Summer. All right, I do got to say, I wasn't crazy about the music. The music felt a little bit like I was watching one of these Netflix romance reality shows. I mean, even the characters' names felt like they were characters from like Love Island or The Ultimatum or, you know, any of those shows. And on one hand, I don't want to hate too much because, you know, the director and the music supervisor, they're doing something very intentional. They know what they're doing. They could have just put, you know, some other goth metal band doing a cover of, you know, a pop song from 20 years their senior, and maybe we would have really liked that. Maybe it would have done well too, but they were definitely trying to change the vibe up. So it was a negative for me because like in the first 15 minutes I had heard like 3 or 4 different pop songs, and I was just like, what is happening? They weren't even like pop songs I had heard before. And maybe that's on me. I'm old, you know, but I will do a quick note. The director is Jennifer Caton Robinson. She has directed 3 films as of now: Someone Great, Do Revenge, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. She also was a writer on Thor: Love and Thunder. And I gotta say, if this is what she has to offer, then I'd definitely like to see more horror films from her specifically. The other big negative I have is something that I can't exactly talk about because it's the spoiler ending. There's sort of a twist and then a twist on that twist. The first twist, I loved. I loved it. I was like, this is a great reveal. This is perfect. No notes. And then the movie doesn't end, and it keeps going, and you're like, wait a second. The movie's over, right? The movie's over, right? And then I can't say. Just something happens that is just like, what? If this didn't happen, I might rank this movie above the original. I don't know, based on the kills alone. But this happening, it lets the original keep its place as the best I Know What You Did Last Summer film. And I'm confident that it always will be. However, going forward, like, I would like to see another one of these movies. It left us breadcrumbs for another one, like I said before. And fuck it, give me another one. I'll see what this woman has to offer if you put her in charge again. There's also a very interesting cameo in the middle of this movie that I can't talk about because that's another heavy spoiler. Overall thoughts here, this movie is definitely giving the first one a run for its money. The kills are executed beautifully. This movie knew what it was doing. I honestly just wish it ended about 10 minutes earlier. And hey, that's me. Lots of people might really fucking have a good time with that ending, that twist ending. I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Just no spoilers, please. And I will say, be sure to stay during the credits. Before I rate this movie, why don't you jump in the comments down below. Let me know if you've seen it yet. If you did you like it? If not, are you gonna go see it? Are you excited? Did my review sway you one way or the other? Again, it could have been my expectations on this thing. I didn't have much riding on this thing. But I gotta say, I gotta give it a solid 4 out of 5 hearts. And that's just a raw out-of-theater reaction. You know, that could change long time down the road or something, but as of right now, that's the score it's getting. If you like this video, be sure to check out this one and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.